What's the strangest rule your family had that made no sense until you learned the real reason? Growing up, my family had this weird rule that nobody was allowed to open the fridge after 9 p.m. Not just like a, hey, maybe don't snack late thing, but actually locked. Every night, my dad would put this big padlock on the fridge door like it was Fort Knox or something. As a kid, I thought my parents were just crazy health freaks. They'd always say stuff like, late night eating is bad for your stomach, or your body needs time to rest. I'd roll my eyes every time. All my friends thought it was hilarious when they found out. Like, who locks a fridge? I remember so many nights sneaking into the kitchen for a glass of water or leftover pizza, only to find that stupid padlock staring me in the face. I'd just stand there frustrated, listening to my stomach growl. When I asked why we couldn't just have willpower instead of a literal lock, my parents always gave me the same annoying answer. You'll understand when you're older. The worst part was having friends over. They'd want midnight snacks during sleepovers, and I'd have to explain why our fridge was locked up like it contained government secrets. Some kids thought we were poor and hiding empty shelves. Others thought my parents were controlling freaks. I started making excuses to hang out at other people's houses instead. When I turned 18 and went off to college, I finally experienced the freedom of a 24/7 accessible fridge. It was amazing. No locks, no rules, just food whenever I wanted it. I thought my family was just weird and I'd escaped their crazy restrictions forever. But during winter break my freshman year, something strange happened. I came home around 10 p.m. and noticed my dad had forgotten to put the padlock on. For the first time in my life, I could actually grab something from the fridge after 9. I quietly opened it, grabbed a Coke, and went to my room feeling like I'd won the lottery. The next morning, my mom looked pale as a ghost. Did you open the fridge last night after 9? She asked in this worried voice. I laughed and said, yeah, finally got to experience normal fridge access. But instead of laughing with me, she just whispered, please don't do that again. I thought she was being paranoid about her old rules, so I brushed it off. But a few nights later, I was up late studying and heard weird noises from the kitchen. I crept downstairs to check it out, thinking maybe we had mice or something. What I saw confused the hell out of me. My dad was standing in front of the fridge in his pajamas, just staring at it. But he wasn't getting food or anything. He was whispering to himself, almost like he was having a conversation with someone who wasn't there. His eyes looked glassy and unfocused. I watched for like 5 minutes, totally freaked out, until he just turned around and walked back upstairs like nothing happened. The next morning, he seemed totally normal, eating breakfast and reading the newspaper like always. I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I finally confronted him. Dad, what were you doing in the kitchen last night? He looked confused and asked what I meant. When I described what I saw, his face went completely white. That's when my parents finally told me the truth. My dad has had severe sleepwalking problems since before I was born. Not just normal sleepwalking where you wander around harmlessly, dangerous sleepwalking where he'd do things that could hurt himself or our family. The worst incident happened when I was just a baby. My dad sleepwalked into the kitchen, opened the fridge, and ate almost an entire package of raw chicken. He woke up the next day violently sick with food poisoning, with absolutely no memory of eating anything. My mom found chicken wrapper and blood on the kitchen counter and thought we'd been robbed. Another time, he sleepwalked and tried to cook pancakes at 3 a.m. while completely unconscious. He turned the stove on, poured batter in a pan, then just walked away. My mom woke up to smoke filling the house and found the kitchen almost on fire. She had to shake him awake while he stood there confused, asking why she was panicking. The fridge lock wasn't about controlling my late night snacking. It was about keeping my dad from potentially poisoning himself or burning our house down during his sleepwalking episodes. The 9 p.m. rule was when his episodes usually started, so locking the fridge became their safety system. My parents never explained it because they didn't want me growing up scared of my own dad or thinking he was dangerous. They just wanted to keep everyone safe without traumatizing their kid.